someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? I want to tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while. Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets?
Check, check, 1 2 1 2.
Diamonds on my feet.
You say that now.
These talks, circling my head.
Shut up, Sean.
Should have been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Made it out of 11 more. Like my phone CoinEx, so I can't stop. I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to.
Sean, is this lemon water or is this fresh? I want it squeezed right now, Sean. Redo it. Yes, master, yes.
Turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do be clean. Then you come to the bed and you lot feel dirty. Everybody sweater drops, you'll be keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same please. The shops at the club never.
I feel like going early. Do you feel like going early? I think we should go early. Welcome to the Late Night Crypto Charts with a Road Dog. Don't be mistaken, I have noticed that my fashion accessories have been wearing off on some other traders that popped up on YouTube. I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, I did wear a mask for a long time. I guess that's reciprocal. Welcome everyone, we're taking a look at Bitcoin, seeing what she's doing. I'm here on the 6-minute chart because like a degen, I just watch this one all the time. I plan on the bigger things, that's the important thing, that's the difference. I figure out what's going on the bigger ones, and then I just watch it play out on the smaller time frames. And right here we are on the 6 minute, and does this look familiar to you? Do you recognize this guy? He was last seen at a 7-Eleven with a grape Slurpee. Does he look familiar? What kind of pattern would that be for you pattern trading enthusiast out there? Some people was like, it's a shoulder head and a shoulder. And I'll be like, well, it's kind of like this, isn't it? He's not saying, I don't know what's going on. It's a weird looking head and shoulders. Might it be something a little different? Might it be something we seen earlier when we had our first big run up with Bitcoin up to 77,000? That's kind of making it a little interesting. I'm over here at thepatternsight.com is where I got the majority of my pattern insight and learning. I mean, I got some from a trading group, and then I found this, and I was like, oh, this is the GOAT. This is the guy who actually wrote the book and the encyclopedia on pattern trading himself with a website that's free to the public. So I'm like, yes, please sign me up now. So, what might we be looking at there? Somehow I'm... What we're looking at is a triple top. We need to look over here. We got triple bottoms, triple tops. There is a pictorial graph. I just go over here, but there is a section I'll go to in a minute that does have it. It's got all these little pictures. We got something a little bit more akin to this, possibly. It looks a lot like Head and Shoulders. Like it's got a little bit of a different measure move, though. You might find a little interesting. This thing's got a percentage of meeting its price target about 50%. So whatever measure move you get, it may only get half of that. That is how that translates. But to qualify for this pattern, price needs to lead up into this pattern, and that makes this a topping pattern. And we got 3 peaks near the same price, near it, but it ends up with a downward breakout. And during this, he says that the volume during the course of this pattern kind of trends downward about 62% of the time, but it's usually high beneath the formation of the peaks. We'll take a look at that. This guy's got a nicer measure move. It gives you a little flexibility, so you would take the measure move from way up here to wherever the bottom is, and for us it happens to be here. It extends outside of that channel idea. You could treat it as a channel too and do very well, and you could even pretend as a Head and Shoulders and do fairly well too. Now, if it does have a 50% chance, or 49 is technically what he said, of reaching its full price potential there, I'll go to my 50% fib here, carry that little line down here. You might see that it might correspond a little bit with that head, and so it's kind of one of those things. If you want to be technical, it's not a Head and Shoulders, but if you played it as a Head and Shoulders, technically, without getting crazy on your measure moves and doing it like you're supposed to, you'd probably still come up with the same results. If you played it as a channel, you'd be in the same ballpark too. That's just where you just take the width of the channel idea. So you got all these ideas down here that could get you to some potential targets. The channel gets you perfectly down here to a Fibonacci area that we got. The adjusted measure move that I did for Bukowski, and also if you kind of went a little extreme on that one, it actually takes us down to this 660 moving average area, about 555. That's right at 66,000. While the full measure move takes us down to about 55,000. So we got those little options there. I'm going with this one. We'll revisit that idea if it does anything different, but right here, about 50, just a little bit shy of 56,000 could be where we're headed if we lose this trend line. What else might we be looking at? Well, let's just zoom out. We are on the 6-minute time frame, by the way, so that's small potatoes in the bigger picture of things. When we zoom out just a little bit to get a feel for what's going on and what we talked about on the channel before and how I explain it, it's a little bit different from the way other people are looking at it, but that's okay. there is confluence between the ways and the areas that we come to. Just get there a different method. My method's a little different sometimes, especially when I utilize my Fibonacci's, and that's what we're doing right here. Now this area, this green line that I've got, is our 382 Fibonacci pull from the swing high to swing low. We made a nice run up, got past it, looked very promising. We've been bouncing on either side of it for a while, and if we're below it and we're making a possible top pattern here, she looks very reminiscent of the old Batman pattern too, though. I call it a Batman. It's not technically a Batman, but that's what she looks like. She looks like a bat. Like a little bat. Whee! A vampire bat, if you will. We saw one of them recently too, if you remember. Let me refresh your memory here. It was, yeah, right up here. Folks, we got Batman again. Isn't that just so cute? That's so gorgeous. Had that little widow's peak going on right there. Just need some little eyes going on. I'm gonna draw little eyeballs. That's a Lego Batman, ladies and gentlemen, with his eyes closed. I know. It's crazy right here on Road Dog Crypto. But see what happened with that one? She kind of reversed. Are we going to do that? I'm not saying that. Actually, what I believe that we will do, just the way price action tends to go, and especially with these Fibonacci theories that we got. Back down here was our 236 Fibonacci area, the one that we needed to break out of or else suffer a bigger rollover. Whew. We did good. We busted right through that. Shot through it like a rock through a paper. But what we could be doing, ranging, coming back to test that area to make sure, hey man, is it cool? We good? We all right? Okay, I'm going to go back up this way now. Just checking on you, bro. So we got a situation like that more than likely happening. Or worse, we could just kind of range down here for a little while before we start breaking up to these other areas. I'm just saying, that's what I'm getting from this. However, you know, it may just totally prove me wrong, and maybe we'll just reclaim this 382 area and say, screw you and your patterns, Road Dog. I'm going to go up here to 60,000. And if we get above this area, 57, 300-ish, and hold it, I'm looking for 60,000. I thought we had it earlier today when we were up here. If you were following this price action along as she's playing out, let me get rid of my crazy drawings, the little Batman and all that stuff. Now, I'm always a big believer in the channels, but, you know, sometimes it takes you a while before your channels develop. If you're following it at first, you're getting something like this, right? You're getting this guy. And we just adjust this as time goes on. And actually, that idea is still very valid. You could have played it as a channel. A lot of people would just connect dots. And you get a triangle. I mean, all these are valid ideas. I'm not against anybody that has a triangle, because all the triangle is just a portion. It's just a portion of a channel, and price travels in channel. That's my theory. That's my belief. That's my experience. That's what my whole premise is based on finding these channels that price travels in and trying to figure this little booger out. But regardless of what pattern that you had some trend lines. That was what was established, and it had a breakout, and it looked good. Yeah, we came out here and flagged and then lost it. I'm here on the 1 hour, and you'll see this 360 moving average, and this is why I have this little guy, because it correlates with stuff. It touched this wick, and it touched the top of the price action. She relevant, y'all. She relevant. Play around with her sometime. Coming back into this pattern area, below this trend line, no bueno. Setting us up for more downward action. So regardless of how you look at the pattern, whether you look at the shape, whether it's I don't know, triple top type pattern, they can all be right. I hate to be the one that says it, but you know, connect the dots and it wouldn't exactly be that on that. You can make an argument for it, but we ain't got touches there. But if you want to connect the dots, the candle bodies to candle bodies, this is what we get, and it's a rising channel. And those are bears. They break to the downside. And if it breaks here, it's going to take us back down to this. I'll even go with this one too. So we've had couples, and they all give us areas right in here between 55.6 and maybe just a little bit above 50. Now this was the shorter one. The other ones came down, I believe, below 55. So we're likely to come on down and just range a little bit. Now we can get our fibs out. I mean, we got these fibs, but we can now take a fib from here in this top area. We can also analyze that and get a feel for what's going on. First of all, it's hard for me to do anything without drawing a trend line when I see something, so I got to do the trend line thing from the bottoms down here. I just got to. It just, you know, that tells me where we can come down to. We could come down to 55. I think we could. I think we might. I hope we do, because I've also got a short going on. I was talking with Brackett's Adventures in a Telegram group, and he's also trying to short. I tried to short over here at 55 at this red line. I thought, okay, I'll try to build a short here, and then she started taking off on me, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I just started with a little bit. You know, we'll add more and see if we can try. And it's not good. Should have just said stop loss, took a stop. But you know, that's the tricky thing with shorts. When you're trying to build them, I mean, and I'm still working on one. Well, actually, it's finally, it should be technically in the green now for my entry, but from all the finagling I did, I don't think it's actually in profit yet. But it's hard to short when we're in a bullish trend, and we are in a bullish trend right now. Higher highs, higher lows. So it's not the brightest place, but we try to, you know, find areas of resistance and take a chance on it. And so, but I'm overall long too. I'm slonging. I'm going long and short, baby. I plays them both. I'm a regular degen. And sometimes I win with them, and then sometimes they just like, well, that sucked. And it takes some patience to build shorts, and it's not fun. In the bear market, short money comes quick, fast, and easy. And basically, everything here is telling me we're still trying to go up. We are. We might come down in range a little bit, but we're still trying to go up. This looks pretty positive to me. The biggest thing I'd say about Bitcoin is following it on the shorter term time frames. You know, we did lose this. This is why I added to my short and decided to keep it open instead of terminating. Because I was thinking about, man, we're trying to go. You might just cut it out, man. Take that loss. But then seeing that we broke this trend line, I think this is a most overlooked thing in analysis, because I see lots of people not really value the power of the trend line. I mean, it's like, okay, it tells me the direction trend's going to go. No, it gives you a line in the sand. When you break it, you need to take attention and say, something is happening. We just lost our trend. We're getting ready to do something a little different. And if you're not seeing that, if you're only just coming in and zooming in and, oh, we got a flag or whatever. Okay, if the flag occurs before this trend line break, you probably got a good chance of making it. If the flag is happening after this trend break, it's probably is not as likely to work for you. So we got those things. Now this one is doing a retest of this line as we speak here. That's what kind of happens on the 1 hour. Now when you lose a trend line, it doesn't always mean going down. If we're in a bullish trend now, so it can give us some feedback. You could actually see price come all the way back, you know, up through here and retest that line. I could call it riding the leg. It's a little bit of a bullish thing, but I mean, it means when you do come down, you're probably not going to come down as far, but you can come up there and then drop. We can see that. I take that as a bullish sign, but it sucks if you're trying to go short, or if you close your positions and pay yourself or whatever here, and then it keeps on going up. But just know that this trend line is a resistance, and it usually leads to a failure if that kind of thing happens. But right now, we're just watching it come back up to this trend line, and let's take a look at it on the 15 and see what it might look like here. Woo, baby, the 15. Look at that. The 21 moving average crossing the 50. Got the 9 crossing the 100, so price is dragging all that down. We're at least on this time frame. We got the 200 moving average sitting at 56.5. That would be a good target. If you look over to the left at this point in time, you see that it corresponds with these wicks over here. It's magical how this stuff will just line up at times. This does change in time, so you can't always, go with your levels by it and write them in stone. But right now, look for your little confluence, and there is some. So we got a little something going on right here that could give us a little support. So if you are shorting or looking for a place to jump in, I'm not saying I would not be jumping in on a long right now since we broke this trend line. She's got to come back and find her middle ground. My personal opinion, I'm going to fib it out. But we go over all these different ways that we can find these targets. 800 moving average is coming down here at 56,226. That is also a great target. That is probably where she's headed, to be honest with you. I don't see any reason for her to come down and talk to Lucy again. So we got that going on with a bunch of these other lines. I'm getting too many lines on my chart. When I do that, I just like to erase everything. But if we fib it out and go with the Fibonacci, and go by the rules of how it's played, our 382 is right here at this area, 56.3. Yeah, in that same place that we bounced before. Got a little higher there, but we might come back and if we bounce here, we could look. You're always going to get a nice strong move if you can continue to bounce there. But being after this trend line, we got to see. More than likely, she will kind of finagle and lose it, and then we will come down to our more established trend lines, the 0.5 coming down here, also with the measured move area. So we got confidence for 55,900-ish. So this is, let me get the other stuff off. This area here is showing a lot more probability for where price will go. Or at least have a big hiccup right there. Maybe do another reversal before coming down to the lower areas. It could. And then our main area that we need to look for are all these little yellow lines. That's where 55,339. At some point during this drop or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually come down and touch that area. It could happen. So we could be coming down and just ranging a little bit. The thing that we want to make sure of is that we don't lose this area. Listen, you got the messiest chart, Road Dog. What's up with you? This $55,000 area, 55,500. We want to make sure we don't close any candles below that. Make sure that we can kind of stay above that. If we lose this area, well, then we got another trend line that may give us a little hope. But losing that, then we're starting to look at what everybody else is talking about. Not everybody, but there's still some people out there that are saying we're getting ready to roll over and go to 48,000. It's on the table, but it doesn't mean that that's what we're going to necessarily, the hand that we're going to actually get, or it's on the table, but it means that we're going to play that hand. Let's put it that way. And in the meantime, altcoins continue to rock and roll. And are you happy? Now that we talked about Bitcoin, we can get back to talking about altcoins. And let's zoom out to the 4 hour on the altcoin chart. Oh man, look at that messy chart. We are still holding this trend line that we've been holding, and actually we're drifting away from it. This is kind of bullish. Now we'll probably come back and touch it a time or two. I don't know, but things are looking good, and it looks promising to see more money, give or take, ebb and flow in here until we finally get up to $584 billion. About another $30 billion coming back into the market. This should make us happy for a while. And at this area, when we get up there, you need to make sure that you've at least paid yourself something. You can take something off the table, because we could see a bigger dip down after that. So let's get our plans in line here. Give a quick shout out to everybody that's hanging out with me tonight. I did not set up the news, but I need to try to do that early in the stream. We got Strega, who was first tonight, and got Dr. Doomer. How's it going, Dr. Doom? Uh-oh, hit the wrong button again. Boomer. We got Dave P. What's up, Dave? Dr. Doomer jigs the intro. Appreciate that. And we got Rising Sun. Mr. Miles double first. Nailed it, says Dave P. And we got Celinda. How's it going, Celinda? And there is Joe from Trade Intuition. Says, nope, almost sold in profit, re-entered with a lower leverage. Sold in profit from 30x, changed to 2x, says Joe. And Good Brown Gravy. How's it going, Good Brown Gravy? Everybody loves a good brown gravy, especially a turkey dog. Glad to have you guys here. I'm blessed to have you guys here. Thank you so much. And I hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling better about my moves and my portfolio with this little rise. At least there's more hope. But man, you know, them drops can get kind of, well, you know, I'm still under from where I was way back before we had our big drop on my spot margin positions. But she's doing a nice little recovery. I've got some things restructured. I got my plan in place there, trying to work it out as best I can and accumulate some more of that Bitcoin while we're at some of the juicy prices with my proceeds. And so far it's going there and starting to build back nicely. I like that. Good. We just need Bitcoin to cooperate, and so that altcoins will still have a chance to give us some of these nice profits. But I was on the 4 hour there, and this is the bigger picture that we're looking for altcoins. And it's hopeful. It's very hopeful. Don't give up. Don't give up. Let's admit our best times in altcoin was back in March. Back in March. Oh, man. And that's when we didn't pay ourselves enough. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm learning from these lessons every time. You got to. Learn as many lessons as you can each cycle that you got. In the first cycles, man, you got some mean lessons in your first cycle. Ooh, you gotta switch around the way you think about things. We're still doing that. We're still doing it. Constantly working on ourselves. It's not so, when you get into this game, it's not so much, it is, you want to make the money. But then it becomes more just developing the skill set, finding and figuring this thing out, solving this puzzle. And you know, I've got some things that I can share on this channel. Joe's got great alpha that he shares on his channel, and you find the things, get the concepts, and then it starts opening up to you. At first, it just seems like it's brain surgery or calculus or something. I wouldn't even touch it. I was afraid. I thought, no, I'm going to let a bot do it. That was more like calculus. That was, I started out doing bots before I started actually drawing trend lines and understanding what I was doing. And I was just going by indicator. I went bass backwards, but there was some cool things that came around with the bots that I can apply to this, and a lot of the strategies that I have come from those bot traders. So I owe a lot to Gunthy at Gunbot. Give him a shout out just for the strategies he builds into his. I really should pick his brain sometimes. I bet he's got a lot of strategies I'm not even aware of. Anyway, it's looking good. We just been in a downtrend, but we got our higher low. That's the first step to recovery right there. First, you got to admit you got a problem. We got a problem. We're bleeding out. It's play how we stop the bleeding. You got to get a band-aid. But first, you got to admit that you're bleeding. Now we got the Band-Aid right here with the 360 coming in. She came in and saved us here. She came in. Looks like she's saving us right here. And by all points, if we're looking by the moving average strategy, so to speak, we would expect it to go back and test this 200 moving average area, 636 million. Why, shucks, if she's going to do that, that means she's got to break out. Well, if you're going to break out, Mama never taught you how to do things half-ass. She says do it all the way. And that could bring us back up here to retest these highs. 712,000, back where we were in May. When we were complaining like, dang, I should have sold in March. Man, crypto sucks. This is a scam. We'll get back to those areas where our bags were at those peaks. Like, God, man, I knew I should have sold last month. So, that's all good, y'all. All right, so some altcoins are popping off. Let's take a look at some that's doing pretty good. ICP has been killing it. That bag has made Daddy so happy. I can't tell you how happy it's made me. I'm scared that I might run out before it does. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen. So my orders are stacked up all the way up here. And maybe just a wee little bit more than 1150. Just in case she gets a little rambunctious, because she's doing something. If you hadn't noticed, she's been in this incredible kind of falling wedge pattern. If we go by our patterns, if you go by our moving average strategy, she's been down here making a deal with the devil, not once, not twice, but 3 times. She was down there with the devil and the 800 moving average. And y'all may laugh at me. Y'all might say he brings out this moving average, the 666 moving average. I'm telling you. Price talks to the money and the devil go hand in hand, if you hadn't figured that out in life. That's why Jesus in the Bible talks more about money than it does about some other stuff, because it knows. You'd be surprised. Open up that good book. Talks a lot about money and transactions. So here we are, and these targets swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. Why make it complicated, folks? The magical fibs will tell me where to sell. 916, 930, or 993-ish. 1043, 1099. Even 1238. I want to mark you, baby. I forgot to mark you. So sorry. Just in case she gets a little rambunctious on making her higher high, but these 2 areas up here, if we are graced with the ability to make it up there, and I don't see why we wouldn't. Shucks, darling, you took a measured move from this little sucker, just the standard. Just your basic measured move takes you right up here to $15. So I feel like, maybe I need to restructure. Maybe I've sold too much already. I'm playing this both ways. She's coming down, I'm buying her back, adding to my bag, because I'm selling her on the way up. Let's look at it on the 4-hour time frame where she can make more sense, because we had these targets way back over here. Let's put them where they go. Oh, look, 618. Didn't quite nail it. Almost going to nail it. When it nails it, I'm going to come out here and say, nailed it. You could just go ahead and cheat, move your line down to it. Oh, there's an idea. But then it wouldn't match up with my 618 Fibonacci. And that's what I'm banking on. We can still come up and touch that little sucker. And 918. She's trying. She's got Lucy right here. I don't know if y'all met Lucy. Remember Lucy? She likes to sit on these big old green candles. They do something for her, tickle her fancies in ways unimaginable, I suppose. But right there she is, talking the price again on a different time frame. You got to keep your eye out for her. Here's an idea. We got the big booby bottom right here. We got this thing going on. We got the pasties with the little dangles, the tassels, right here. Or is that spokes on a bicycle? What are you drawing? We tried to make it visual around here, just so you know what's going on. Now the rules of the game for this guy. I see this little line. Double bottomist, and we just take a measured move from that guy. Just set him right on top of the. You just take that drink and you set it right on top of the booby, the cleavage area right there. What would you? How would you? I mean, you call it a double bottom, but you call this a neckline. I get confused. What am I looking at? Well, the first you call it a neckline, the first thing I want to see is not a bottom. $10.63 could be where we're headed according to this beautiful measured move. She has confirmed it. Now she can roll over. Do not get it twisted. Do not think that we are just ready to rock and roll just yet with ICP. We are at a place where she is almost touched, and it may be enough to count, as in horseshoe. She might say, well, that's good enough for me, you early quitter, you. Go up there and touch that sucker. Do it like a real asset should. You're going to draw an asset, you need to go up there and finish it and confirm this, that you have assets. She could come down and you know, 618 or something like that. She can do all kinds of stuff. She could even flag out above here, range out above here. And that's the best one. I like that better. And then we could head up to 1062. I like that idea. So ICP, looking good, but she's at resistance on the 4 hour. Come down to a smaller time frame. What you got? Baby, are you looking? What are you doing? She's looking testy. She's wanting to try it, but I don't know if she's going to lose that 9 moving average or not. It's been not moving average, been holding really good. Do you see this rounding shape here? See how we got this, and then suddenly our angles keep changing, and they just keep going to different angles. That's beautiful. It's at an unsustainable angle right now, almost. She's trying. We're cheating and trying to squeeze it. Suck it in. Suck it in. Tighten that belt. Lay off the cheesecake. Whatever you got to do. Ichimoku Cloud says, baby, I'm ready to rock and roll. Moving averages looking good on this. She may fall back 830. It could happen. She loses this. That's fine. You still got these other trend lines to hold us for support, but that's a sign that, hey, right now is a good time to pay yourself. If you haven't taken any profit in ICP, like if you didn't actually catch it up here at 88 or maybe $9, still waiting for this target at 916. That's why you front run it sometimes. Remember, this is a zone. It's a cloudy zone. It's a partially cloudy zone. A little give and take on both sides whenever you see a line. Remember that idea. And if you really want your orders filled, you front run it a little bit. That's the unspoken rules of the game, I guess, or sometimes they're spoken about. But I think she looks very, very good. And this is the first signs of parabolic action when we start getting these angles. She may be on to doing something really nice and big, and that's what I'm scared of, because I'm like, I don't want to sell out of her altogether now. If she's going to go to the moon, she's got to take me with her. Look at that. There's a lot of wiggle room between this, but this is the idea we're looking at. Something going parabolic that might take us up a bigger, strong move up. Depends on if she can get past that 618. In my personal opinion, she's got to get past 918. I'm just happy that she's back up in areas that she was back in a few hours ago. She's back here in August 23rd before she dropped down to $6, man. $8 to $6. I know. If you were just holding that and didn't have a plan of action, just had to ride through it, that sucked, man, because you just lost like 20% of your portfolio right there. Just watched it. Why am I even in this coin? I need to sell out. This one sucks, man. Crypto's a scam. I'm leaving. But if you decided to buy the breakout there, you know, you're up 23%. You're like, dude, man, I can see I could make some life-changing money with these kind of gains. Whoa! That's, ladies and gentlemen, why I am a bottom feeder and not a top buyer. Or at least I try my best to be. Let's check out FET. Fetch AI. Oh, look at this messy chart. These are the ones I use. I don't. What do you want to say? Because I trade on CoinEx. That beautiful fib. I don't want to erase that. I just want to carry that one over. That one's telling the truth. It's preaching at us. It's ain't you? Actually, we've already. I think my targets are been smashed. This one at 131, she got hit. 139 is next in line. That should be a 786, I believe. We got to look at this freshly again. Well, you suck butt. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. We just got to clear out some of these lower stuff. We're good. I like what we got going on here. So get rid of the fibs. Let's get rid of these targets that have hit. I nailed it. What we got going on the what time frame are we on here? Let's go with the daily. Oh, now she looks like she makes a little bit more sense. Had to zoom out just a little bit. Same thing that whatever else we were looking at in the big following channel was actually a good thing. Look, Lucy's in the mix again here. Came down and found support there, and then this level right above it. Oh, looky there, man. We got the bathroom wall pattern. Now, ladies, you probably don't see this in the bathroom wall, but sometimes, or used to, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember, especially when I was a kid, you'd see this on the walls a lot. I don't know why. I don't know why it was in there. But you just always see this weird little inverted head and shoulders pattern in the bathroom. And I'm like, wow, man. Now that I look back on it, I was like, wow, I didn't know I was around so many traders in my childhood, but that was cool. They were trying to tell me then, hey, man, stop pissing your life away and look into trading. I guess that's what that meant this whole time. But anyway, you can look at it that way if you want. But if you are, you're not zooming out and saying, oh man, look at this beautiful channel we're in, and see what the measure movement it has at a breakout, which can take us right up here to $2.40 right here. Or you can play the head and shoulders. Oh no, Doofus said it was our shoulder, head and shoulder to the upside. And we can go for this little target at $1.90. There's nothing wrong with that. Moving averages up here at 180. She'll probably have something to say. But that's a cool target. We'll go with 190. Okay, we can do that. Ain't no shame in the game. Ain't no wrong way to play this little sucker. You can also, of course, fib her out, which I believe most of these targets came from. Right, there we go. Nail it. This little guy right here, since now he's coloring yellow there. This little guy here. Okay, so $1.77. I think I should start saying prices more often. $1.77 looks like a good target. After we get past 137, 138, get past this little accumulation zone right here. We got the channel, we got a possible inverted head and shoulders pattern forming, and they do form a lot at the bottom of channels as they're getting ready to break out. That's just something you will see. Some form of bottom patterning in a channel is a good sign. So, that's a bottom pattern and we're in a channel? Oh, I think you're getting ready to break out. And you throw money on it and then you make money. It can be that easy. It can. If you zoom out. If you zoom out, you can see it. If you're always focusing in on that 1 minute chart saying, I want to catch that move, I want to scalp her today, buddy. You see sometimes it works and it's exciting, and then you get slapped around because you didn't zoom out or you forgot what you saw in the bigger time frame. So go fetch. It's your birthday. You're at 130. I want to see you come up to 241 again. I want to see you go to 316. You can do it, bitch. You just got to be patient with this one. This is a long-term hold for me. See what you guys were saying, man. What you guys talking about? Trade Intuition said something probably. Oh yeah, we did that. He was talking about his trade there. Mr. Miles. On a soft summer day. What? On a soft summer wind, they knew it wasn't time. When the crow flew sideways into the smoke, his eyes uncovered. Then they knew. It was time. But be warned, if you immediately know candlelight is fire, then the meal was cooked long ago. Go, Miles. Darn, I was hoping the Road Dog would have read that. Oh well, no alpha for me. Good Brown Gravy says a good time. Patience, Miles. Patience to those who wait. Good time to DCA, says Good Brown Gravy. Yes, sir. DCA is an excellent strategy. If all this stuff looks like voodoo and you're like, I don't understand all this chart bull crap, or the strategy, or if you're brand new to crypto, man, a dollar cost average strategy is your best friend, man. Even the people like me that get on here and the traders and investors, DCA works really good. We use it a lot. It's a form of layering in. We look at it that way. We can layer into our positions. And sometimes we use a form of that on active trading, but just buy it. Especially Bitcoin, for God's sakes. You need to be buying Bitcoin. If you've been skipping over Bitcoin, getting into all these little altcoins because Bitcoin's a boomer coin, it's too expensive, whatever, you're missing the point. You're missing the whole point. You got to get a collection of Bitcoin. Trust me, bro. Yeah, these altcoins are going to disappoint you, but Bitcoin will come. In 10 years, you're going to look back and say, man, I should have bought a whole lot more. I should have mortgaged the whole house. Don't do it. Don't mortgage the house or sell the kids or whatever you're doing. You need Bitcoin. Good Brown Gravy says been using bottom consolidate meme coins into actual projects. It's either up or down from here. And you know what? I had a lot of meme coins over on Solana. I still do, but I did take a bunch of them. And I consolidated them, but all I got is mostly in that one wallet. It's all Solana memes. But I did get out of a bunch of little ones and consolidate some stuff down too. And I did put it in one price. I said, well, if we're going to do it, I'm going to, let's share it right now. There is this one meme coin on Solana called Motion. And when it moves, it moves. And I figure, well, since this market is down and this one can move like crazy, that's the one I'm going with. And I don't see it showing up, so that's that bad. You're not even on regular exchanges. Let's check it out over here. It's got a happy face. No, that's not. Oh my God, I went total degen in my bags. That's horrible. I'm trying to weed out a lot of these things, and I got one wallet. We're playing the Solana memes and stuff like that. Whatever. Doing it. I got one wallet with base memes too, which. I wish I'd never done the memes, actually. They're good if you get in early, and maybe this is a chance if you get them when they're really cheap now and want to play that game, but I prefer to actually try to focus on the ones that have been showing some strength. That's what I'm trying to get into. Oh, look what Total 3's doing. I'll see if I can come back to Motion. I've also got a request for a coin that I'm not familiar with that I need to go over. Right now, I want to take a minute